I remember the hops came. The hops were like brown. I think they came and looked like a baggie. Could have been a bag of weed. It was, there was no high tech vacuum sealing back in the
It's
day.
just loose, packed loose inside the bag.
Yeah, I was like, geez, somebody put this in a Ziploc in their garage.
Maple syrup dripping from his fake roll. Who did he see when he heard who was there? Now it seems that he should.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Lager Room, guys. Craft Beer Show. It is Tuesday, January the 18th, 2022. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai, and he's telling me to wait a minute because he's doing something. What you got? Work? You doing work? What are you doing?
No,
you finishing work?
No, I'm ordering beer.
Oh, ordering beer.
Yeah,
It's never a bad time to order beer.
No. We'll talk a little bit later what I just put in.
And would you? Oh, you look better with that picture. I like that.
Like
That's nice. With the picture you have up on the screen of you. That's nice. That's a good picture.
I have a picture. Hey, what happened? Where'd I go?
I don't know, but you were touching your popcorn, and that happened with your camera. So whatever you did.
Huh. Interesting.
All right. So you might want to bring yourself back up, unless you want to be incognito tonight.
What if we do that?
There you go.
Hey, hi, there
Much
I
better.
am.
There you go. All right. So why are you eating popcorn?
Why am I eating popcorn? Because I have popcorn.
Because you have,
no. Because tomorrow is National Popcorn Day.
Tomorrow is National Popcorn Day. Not today, so we're not promoting it, but tomorrow.
So we're not really promoting it.
What's today?
Oh, well, hold on. I got to show you the popcorn I'm eating, though.
Oh, jalapeno popcorn. Very nice.
Okay, so you probably had jalapeno, like potato chips or anything like that?
I've had jalapeno potato chips. I've had jalapeno. Yeah, I've had a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think I've actually had jalapeno popcorn. I mean, not necessarily that one, but
this stuff's actually from Sweden.
Okay.
I got it.
Do they have jalapenos in Sweden?
You would think that's the hottest thing that anybody can handle in Sweden, right?
Well, you never know. I don't know many Swedes. I'm sure somebody handles hotness. So, but
got my order number. Okay, so that's good. So I've got the Universal Youngs, which they send you a box monthly from a different country, and the first box.
Jelly of the Month Club, right?
Yeah,
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, there's actually just interesting food. I mean,
right.
Some of it's just like, why would anybody eat this?
Mm-hmm. But you will.
You get some, I'll eat anything. Sometimes twice.
Yeah.
But this stuff, I mean, it's really got some of the best jalapeno flavor of any like jalapeno chip or anything I've ever had.
Nice.
It's really, really good.
That's awesome.
But that's tomorrow. That's
tomorrow, though. So you've done 2 minutes on tomorrow's day. So.
Yeah. Which we weren't supposed to do.
So what's today?
Well, there's a reason I'm wearing this shirt.
Okay, that's a work shirt.
Yeah, you recognize this.
I recognize it.
Anybody who lives in or around Monmouth County will recognize this. It's on the back of a lot of Volkswagens and Audis. But, because coffee snobs. And today is National Gourmet Coffee Day.
Happy National Gourmet Coffee Day. There you go.
So, and I am one of those said coffee snobs.
Yeah. Coffee snobs.
Beer
snob. Coffee snob there. And jalapeno popcorn snob, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. A snob about everything, practically.
Of course.
But so I've got some of the gourmet coffee nerd paraphernalia here. I mean, most people recognize, like a coffee grinder. You think you're a coffee nerd because you get whole bean coffee. You put in one of these things. These things are great if you got an auto drip. They
make a pill for that,
Actually, I take a pill that actually causes that. It's in the
TMI.
It's in the what you call it? Contraindications. Any rate, so but then I've got this. This is my manual burr grinder. So it's got settings in here. You can set it to whatever grind you want.
Nice, cool.
But if you set it to a 1, that's the espresso grind. That's when you've got a mocha pot. One of these things.
Oh yeah,
which we have. But if you put it up a little bit to like 3 or 4, that is your grind for one of these things, the French press.
French press, yes.
Yes, I love coffee in French press. It's getting bad press lately. Pun kind of intended.
Pun kind of intended. I actually only use a French press and a pour over. That's the only way I make coffee now.
You mean one of these?
Yep.
So I actually have a Chemex, but like most of other things, it's in a box. So, but what's key is the water. You need a gooseneck.
Absolutely.
When you got to pour over, you need.
When you got to pour over, you need a gooseneck. Yeah, you do.
And if you're doing espresso in the mocha pot, definitely one of these things.
There you go.
one of
There
these
you go.
frothers.
Disclaimer, folks, this is not a podcast about coffee.
No,
Just
but we
letting
love
you know.
coffee and beer. So if you
We do
watch
love
the
coffee.
show, we talked about our favorite adjuncts.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee, I believe, is one of mine.
It is.
Yes. And one
Best,
of yours
best
as
of
well.
my knowledge. Yeah, it's absolutely.
It's
definitely.
coconut, coffee, and something else.
Maple.
No, yours was
Actually, no. Actually, coffee was an honorable mention. Mine are coconut, maple, and spruce.
and mine was coconut, coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the third one was.
I'm not sure.
Bacon? No,
Probably bacon.
probably bacon.
Anyway, all right.
So-
So now that
so-
we've come to a grinding halt,
Yeah.
crashing halt.
So I got my order number, which is awesome.
Order number. You have an order number for what? What you ordered beer? You said
I ordered
and
beer.
Was it from a particular brewery? Was it
Well, it's from a website called Beer Drop.
Beer Drop? Okay,
And
but you
they-
ordered a particular brewery's beer, right?
Yeah, they've got a bunch of breweries on here, but there's only one that I was actually interested in this time.
Right.
They're
And-
called Finkel and Garf.
Finkel and Garf. They're-
So I mean, we can go through the whole catalog, or we can just ask someone who works there.
we can just ask someone who works there. Why don't we ask
let's
our
do that.
guest today, which
We
is a lot of people in New Jersey will remember him, Mr.
Maybe.
Joshua Safer. Let's bring him on the show. There he is.
Josh,
What's up, Josh?
Safer.
Going on?
What's going on? There he is. There's your moniker under there you
Damn
go.
sales. I sell beer.
There you go.
He's the beer seller.
He's beer seller. And SELLER,
Yeah.
not CELLAR. Right. So
Correct.
they're both are correct, but not, yeah. So anyway, so you were buying a bunch of Finkel and Garf beer, were you?
Close.
You know, so of course you were able to do that right now. I have to do that after we're done with the show. I will be buying mine. So.
Yeah, I didn't buy you any, and
No, because we'd have to drive to Maine to deliver it. So I don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I bought every last can of the coconut brown ale.
You suck. Well, then you are giving me some. So you
No,
have
I
a
didn't.
choice there. So.
No, it,
They'll reorder. They'll reorder.
No. Yeah. There you go.
I'll make sure of it.
Anyway, all right. Why don't we open our beer? Because I'm thirsty.
oh god, yeah. I had something. I actually found something that might go with the jalapeno popcorn.
Is that right?
Yeah,
What might that be?
this is
He's got to
weird.
get his refrigerator that he has next to his desk up on the desk, so he doesn't have to lean over and like last week he was actually bent over and like mooning the camera. He was basically.
Oh, don't tempt me. Don't
Please
tempt
no. No. This
No,
is,
I got something from Alternate
This is
Ending.
a good family show. You can't do that.
Yeah, good family show. No such thing. It's ever since the Brady Bunch went off the air, there's never been there's no
Not
such
so
thing as
much.
a
No,
family show.
not at all. No.
No, when I was down at Alternate Endings, what was that? 2 weekends ago?
I believe that would be correct. Yes.
And can I get the pitch higher on that question?
Yeah,
I'm like,
2 weeks
Welsh? Yeah.
Where's alternate endings?
It is in Aberdeen. It's down. It's actually
Right
not
out
too
of
far.
Mattawan.
Right by Mattawan. It's not too far away from Maloney's.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just up 30, just down 34 from the Parkway, not too far. So it's pretty easy to get to.
There's a lot of new breweries in Jersey since I left.
There's
Yes,
over 130 right now, Josh.
No, the second beer is from a new brewery too. That's coming up on their first anniversary, actually.
There you go.
But the Alternate Endings, I got perhaps the weirdest beer that I've had in a while. Drink Your Peas. It is a sweet pea grisette.
Sweet pea grisette. There you go.
It's
Sounds
actually
good.
it's actually delicious, and will probably go with this jalapeno popcorn.
You're probably right, actually.
No, I'll pour it into one of my New Jersey.
There you go, pouring in New Jersey. There you go. I opted for myself. Well, I'm going since I don't have any Finkel and Garf to enjoy on the show tonight. I opted to just pick one brew. I'm drinking all night shift today. So
Yeah, you need like long distance drone delivery.
I do. So
No, it's talking to Josh. Long distance drone delivery.
no, I do too, but that's besides the point.
You know,
Probably could have sent some.
Right.
get these guys a beer drop to work on it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start with Night Heavy actually.
Night heavy.
Yeah, you ever hear? Well, you heard of Night Light, right? It's their light lager.
Night heavy.
Night Heavy's their not so light lager.
Yeah.
Look at that. My third beer in a row. 2 beers last week and my first one today. All lagers. Look at that.
That happens every now and then.
It happens every now and on the log room. You'd think we'd drink more lagers than we actually do. But
The problem is when I get lagers,
you drink them right away.
I drink them right away. They're gone in no time. I never have any left for the show.
This is true.
So it's just more of a name pun.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, the show's not about lagers. The show's about all beer.
Yeah, pretty much. So, cheers.
I have my LaCroix.
Oh, yeah, you're drinking LaCroix. There you go.
Not feeling well.
I do like LaCroix.
Yeah, LaCroix.
Which one you got there? Passion fruit?
This is blackberry
Oh,
raspberry.
blackberry raspberry. I love the coconut.
I could give or take the coconut.
It's a good lager. It really is.
Is it?
Yes, it really is.
What makes it heavy?
It's not light.
And
Not necessarily. Well, it's a pun, right? It's not heavy.
I was going to say it's not your brother.
It's not. It's not my brother. Right. So, I mean, you heard of like everybody says. There's some people out there that instead of like they'll order an adjunct lager. I won't say the name of the brewing company. Light. Instead of saying that, they'll ask for that heavy. It means nothing. It's not heavy by any means. It's just the normal regular one. So it's the regular lager. It's not. It's just a play on words. Is all. There's nothing heavy about it. It's just a 5 point.
Just like lager room.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Nothing heavy about it.
Doesn't mean anything, and we don't drink lagers on the show except for lately. Yeah, just during from September through maybe February or March, we usually imbibe an extra amount of lagers, but other than that, not so much. Anyway, if we're at a brewery, we drink a lot of lagers.
Oh hell yeah,
yeah,
that's for sure. Anyway, all right, let's get to it. Josh,
I actually ordered the lager from the American lager from.
Did you?
Yep, from Finkel and Garf.
Finkel and Garf.
Crushable.
I will be placing an order as soon as we're done, and we'll actually drink them on the show too. And we'll give a nod, absolutely. So actually, I'll probably drink a few as soon as they come in, but then we'll have a couple on the show after that. So,
well, as a matter of fact, we had alternate innings on the show, and none of us had alternate innings beer, so
not at all.
Making up for that.
There you go. It's always behind, but whatever. Eventually, the beer will appear on the show. So.
I mean, they're like literally 8 miles from John's house.
Yeah, they're not. They're ish. 12, maybe 13.
I joke around.
Sources 8 miles from my house, and they're about 4 or 5 miles north of.
I joke with Johnny that he says, we said, so they're 8 miles from my house. Every place is 8 miles from John's house.
Down here, they are. Yeah. Except Dave. Dave's not 8 miles from my house.
This is another new one. There's been so freaking many since I moved out here.
So you've been all right. So we'll actually get to why he's saying that, folks, in a little bit. So if you're not familiar, Josh was big in the New Jersey beer scene for a bit. So now he's out in the Colorado beer scene. So we're going to talk about all of that in a little bit. We're going to start right now with the question. The question we ask everybody: what was the first you can remember? What was the first craft beer you can remember having? That bag is very loud, Dave.
I think the first craft beer I had was probably I think it was either Magic Hat Number 9 or Magic Hat Heart of Darkness.
There you go.
Magic Hat.
Little Magic Hat action.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was Number 9. That was that was definitely the first.
That was more readily available one. Heart of Darkness was around, but Magic Hat Number 9 was everywhere.
Yeah, and I would drink those. I would buy those, seek it out. And I felt I'm drinking, really good beer here. This is really good stuff.
Sure.
It was. I love that stuff.
No, I mean, for what it was back in the day, it absolutely was. So there was nothing wrong with that back then.
Found another use for the pour over.
There you go.
Fill it full of popcorn.
Makes less noise in the bag too.
Yeah, no noise.
There you go. Cool. All right. What made you decide initially to get into the craft beer industry? I mean, not necessarily specifically any job you got, or maybe it was a job. Maybe it was, But what was it that says, okay, I don't want to just drink this. I want to actually make money doing this. I want this as a career. So,
I think I always even before I was 21, and I was drinking, I would always buy craft beer when I was buying it. I don't know why I liked it better. I really don't. I think it's because I was sort of like a hippie-ish type of dude when I was younger, and you go to those shows and on the lot they're selling Newcastle and Magic Hat, people are just selling them, and Sierra Nevada. And so that's kind of that was the crew I hung around with, and we didn't drink crappy beer.
There you go.
Good friends.
You go to parties and stuff and slam a bunch of whatever, but yeah, when I would just buy like a 6-pack or something, it was always like decent beer. And then I think like I didn't drink like a lot when I was young. Not a
Yeah,
ton.
me neither.
And then I really did until I started. When I started working at the bars is when obviously I started drinking like a.
What was the first bar you worked at?
It's called Pub 66 in Dover, New Jersey. It was the train station. And,
With all the taxidermy on the walls. That one.
No, there's no tax. No,
Oh, I'm thinking. I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of another one. It's Pub something else.
You're thinking of pub. You're thinking of Pub 199.
Oh yeah. The seafood place.
Yeah.
It
Up on
burned
burned down. They rebuilt another one, right?
Yep.
Right on top of where it was. Yeah.
Yep.
Pub 199 in Mount Arlington, up on Howard Boulevard.
Pub 66 in Dover. Where was
Dover.
that?
It was literally the train station. Like, and it was like this weird. I don't know. Like at that time, this was like 2008, I think. Like bars in New Jersey were like, a lot of them were like, you can come and get lunch, and we've got like 40,000 TVs, so we're a sports bar too. And then 10 o'clock rolls around, and all of a sudden it's a full-fledged nightclub.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like 18 for ladies and
21 for guys. Yeah, they want to be a sports bar until 10 o'clock at night, and then sorry, get out. We're having the college crowd in, sub college crowd
till 2 in the morning. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I worked at that place as a bar back and a bartender and a manager, and saw a lot of stuff there. And then I got a job at the Shannon Rose Irish Pub in Ramsey.
Up in Ramsey, yeah.
Yeah. When it first opened, I was part of like the opening team. It was absolutely insane. That was that 2 months of my life, January and February of that year. I don't even remember it because all I did was work and go home, drink, and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty much. I mean, that's the restaurant business, right? You work, go home, drink, sleep, wake up, go back to work.
But Shannon Rose had like some decent beers on. They had Defiant, like Defiant on tap. Yeah, they're up in New York.
Who was the last person to sell you Defiant at Dog and Cask?
Defiant?
Yeah.
No one sold me Defiant at Dog and Cask because I didn't buy it.
Oh, yeah, you did.
No, I didn't have any Defiant on.
Yes, you did.
No.
I promise you did.
I promise you I never.
I promise you did.
Mm-mm.
You got seasonals at Dog and Cask. I promise you did.
I don't know.
You did.
So.
I can.
I think Peerless had it. I'm pretty sure Peerless Beverage had it.
John could probably produce the invoices.
Kohler, I can produce the invoice.
I actually would like to see it because I'm sure I didn't mess around with them too much. I didn't like their beer that much. Muddy Creek,
No, none of those. Not the Coors or anything like that. But the some of the seasonals you took in.
But
it was more so doing a favor for somebody you knew than it was for anything else. But we'll leave it at that.
Kohler, I'm trying to remember. I don't know. It's been a while.
There you go. Oh, look, wait, Brian just said, "Oh, good, Dave is eating." He said.
And then what he said?
And then he said, "Never heard of Defiant."
That is also a joke because we all know the rep for Defiant during those years.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He then went on to a bar called 381 Main.
Mm-hmm.
After.
What is he doing now?
He's doing a podcast now.
Mm-hmm.
With some jackass named the Beer Samurai.
There you go.
He's eating popcorn.
Matt Patensky says, "What's up, Josh?"
What's going on, Matt? It's been a minute.
A little bit.
So, Shannon Rose had some decent beer on, and I was into that. And then I got a part-time job just down the road, 15 minutes, still on 17, at what would become the Dog and Cask. It was called Bistro 55.
Bistro 55 before it was Dog and Cask.
And
absolutely.
they only had, like, amazing taps. To me at that point, I was like, this is, I got a part-time job there. It was awesome. They had
Chimay on tap. They had really, really top-notch taps.
It was a great spot.
Wasn't that LT's before that?
No, LT's was all the way down. LT's, it's a gas station now. It's all the way down East Rutherford, yeah.
People would ask me that all the time. Is this the old LT's?
No. Used to be Ott Spot, actually, where LT's was. Used to be Odd Spot before. That was like a burger place back, kind of a fireplace kind of thing, or a Ruts Hut kind of thing.
I miss those type of places.
Oh yeah, definitely. But but the first thing that was where Bistro 55 was
South City
Grill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It got wild in there.
Yeah. It was built for South City. There was nothing there before that. It was like whatever building was there, they tore it down, leveled the area, and then put up South City. And that became Bistro 55, and then, of course, continued.
Yeah. And then, I worked at Bistro, I think it was like a few months, 4 or 5 months, and they're like, hey, we're going to shut this down and, like, do a bunch of work in here and, like, kind of do a whole new concept. And they brought me back in as a bar manager and let me kind of just do what I wanted with the beer list. And that's when I really, that's when it was like, okay, I'm fucking in.
There you go.
That became a spot.
Yeah, it was great to, it was the passion of my life to get to choose what beers got to go on tap and
Absolutely
have events. And then, obviously, like, I made a ton of friends and met all these people, and the owners were cool, and we could, pop some bottles here and there, and that became like a thing. And through ordering and tasting so much beer over like 3-4 years there, I learned a lot about beer, and I actually really set myself up pretty good for when I moved out here. I didn't, I wasn't trying to, but it
worked out that way. It just happened to,
yeah.
Yeah, you did well. I mean, not to blow any smoke, but you did an amazing job at Dog and Cask. It was phenomenal.
Thank you.
So,
I really loved that place. It was a hard decision to move away from it. I on my last night there, I was in tears. I was in like I had to like go compose myself a couple times in the stairwell. Yeah, I got a lot of good memories there. Met just like a bajillion people, and nothing bad to say about it. It stinks that it's no longer there.
Yep. It does suck. It does suck. It was a good place. And it was still cool after you left, but it wasn't the same. That's for sure. So again, no smoke. Just saying that. But so then you go out to Colorado. And let's move the story to that.
I came out here with my ex-fiance. Mm-hmm. We wanted to, just move out of Jersey and just go do something different. And we ended up here in Denver.
What was that?
Sorry?
When was that?
Almost 5 years ago. So March 2017. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was crazy. I moved out here. I was in a sling, so I really couldn't work. I'd screwed my shoulder up snowboarding in February that year. So I was just kind of chilling, going to breweries, getting the lay of the land. Our apartment that we rented happened to be like 2 blocks from Black Project, Spontaneous and Wild Ales.
That doesn't suck.
That did not suck. It was the brewery that I probably was the most excited about getting to go to when I moved out here.
Sure.
Just because I loved lambic style beer so much.
Yeah.
And so that was really awesome. I tried to get a job there. Didn't get hired. I was working at this all sour beer bar called Good Zur at the time, and then actually kind of out of the blue got hit up again by Black Project and say, hey, we actually would love you to come on board if you're still interested. And I worked there for 3 years until the pandemic, doing all kinds of stuff, bartending and packaging and cellar work, brewing.
Awesome.
All kinds of fun stuff. And then eventually sales.
Sure.
Where I am now. So there you go.
That's great. Well, and unfortunately, the pandemic did, happen. So
yeah,
all good things must, come to a pause at that particular point. So, so then you moved on to
from Black Project. I quickly got a job at one of the liquor stores that I was selling our beer to. Mm-hmm. And worked there for a couple months, and ended up getting another sales job with a small, like, family-owned craft beer distributor called Colorado Craft Distributors. And so they, they are a full scale distributor. They sell, a bunch of local Colorado beers as well as tons of, out of state beers. They sell mead and they sell a little bit of booze and they sell a little bit of wine and they sell a bunch of CBD products and stuff like that. So that
you got
was
a good portfolio.
yeah, it was cool. I did that for like 6 months, and then kind of randomly saw the owner of Finkel and Garf had posted on like a beer industry page that he was looking for a sales guy, and I really respected the brand and just like the packaging too, and
Packaging is cool.
very straightforward. And no BS. And so I kind of just, was like, hey, let me go chat with this guy. And it ended up working out. And so actually today is 1 year with Finkel and Garf.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Didn't know it was the anniversary. Look at that.
Today
Couldn't have planned it any better.
Today is the day. 1 year exactly.
1 year. And what did you do for your 1 year anniversary?
I stayed home. I stayed home and drank LaCroix. Yeah. Yes, being under the weather sucks, but he is a trooper and he's coming on the show tonight, so that's a good thing. So let's talk about Finkel and Garf. What's the what's some of the backstory of that brewery? That obviously you've gotten a little bit of that, so you have to the backstory,
the Nickel Tour backstory if you want to do it.
Our owner Dan Garfinkel and his father were having beers at Avery, which is also in Boulder, very close to where Finkel and Garf is.
Love Avery. Love that. I mean, the place is gorgeous.
Good relationship with them.
I got to get there.
Avery's just beautiful.
And I think they were just enjoying themselves, enjoying beer and just good times surrounding beer. And they were like, we need to do this. And that's what sparked it.
That beer epiphany is always a great one when you get
it. I think they liked beer, they liked good times. They're like, we can do this, we should do this. And they built the brewery, 7 years later, just cool. Basically like around like solid beer and good times, like, not being too serious about this stuff and not taking ourselves too seriously, and just making solid beer to drink with your boys, with the family, and enjoy your life, and then move on.
There you go.
We don't need to be like, oh my God, everyone needs to look at this beer right now. It is the best beer in the world.
Right. It just make good beer, make solid beer, and enjoy it. Enjoy yourself. There you go. Not to take away from Finkel and Garf really quick. Just Brian agrees with me. He said Avery is a beautiful brewery. Yes, it is.
It's a really dangerous place to drink.
It's a very dangerous place to drink.
They have a monster tap list and a lot of beers that are like
more than half the tap list is over 12%. So so it's crazy. But okay, so Finkel and Garf. How big's the brew house? What's the
15 barrel?
15 barrel brew house. So you're doing a lot of decent batches.
15s and 30s. Oh,
nice. Very nice.
There's also a 3-barrel pilot system.
15 barrel brew house and a 3-barrel pilot system. That's
somebody's model.
Yeah, it's a great model. But whatchamacallit, that's awesome. So you do a lot of taproom only stuff on the pilot system?
There's some. I know they do a lot of craft seltzer on it.
Oh, that works. Why not? Yeah, what the hell? Sure.
I think it's like one keg at a time type of thing, and
are they packaging any of the seltzers? It's all draft.
Yeah, only in the tap room.
Gotcha.
Not available anywhere else.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's for the people who don't drink craft beer that wants to come with their friends.
They have something that they can.
Yeah, something for everyone, and we have like hop tea on tap as well.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's
hop water.
Hop water. It's always good. Hop cider is a cidery that opened up in Bedminster, Basking Ridge, Bedminster, just south of. It might be Chester. It's either in Chester or just south of Chester, on 206. It's Burnt Mills, and it's a cidery, and they make a hop cider that's actually really good. So anyway, not to change the subject, but All right, so you got a 15 barrel system, and you're doing most of your distro batches, obviously on the 15s and 30s and everything else.
Yep.
Talk about some of the beers? What are some of the cores, the flagships?
So there's like, I want to say 5 to 6 year-round beers. I say 6 like pretty loosely, but it's pretty much year-round. Just a up like your standard like grab and go 6-packs of easygoing beer that you just can drink. So we have an American IPA, we have a red IPA, we have an American lager.
Ordered that.
Good. We have a dry hopped amber ale.
Nice.
And then my personal favorite, took a gold in 2017 at GABF, is our oatmeal milk stout.
Nice.
Ordered that.
Yeah,
Your recommendation.
I could go for that beer pretty much any time, any day. It doesn't matter how hot it is. It's just so easy to drink.
It's so good. Yeah. I mean, it's not milk stout, but I'm actually drinking an oatmeal stout for my second beer. So.
Nice.
Yeah. And I wonder where I got it, Dave.
Oatmeal stout. I don't know where you got that.
A night shift oatmeal stout. Who could I have gotten that from? Yeah.
So you're drinking Wake.
Awake. Not awake. Brian says, need some sours, Josh.
We have a line of sours. We rotate through a bunch of sours every year. They're kettle sours. We don't do any kind of mixed fermentation, wild, none of that type stuff. Just to keep it simple and clean.
Sure. Why not?
Not to worry about anything in the brew house.
Very nice. Very nice. So, you got. I know. Dave was talking about. He was looking online. What's the sour? The sour right now.
The sour right now is our breakfast sour,
sour. It's a
Yeah.
breakfast sour, folks.
Breakfast sour. Yeah, it is blueberries and maple syrup.
Blueberries and maple syrup sour.
And it's very, very pancakey.
Nice. Can't wait to try that. I got to definitely.
Very pancakey.
I may have bought all of those too, John.
Well, expect me to stop by you. All right. So, yeah. If you indeed did. So there you go.
Good luck finding me.
Yeah, I'll look. Don't worry.
Good luck finding parking.
Well, I'll just get dropped off. Don't worry about that. Anyway, all right, cool. What's the we talked about the flagships and the sours. What are some of the specialties and seasonals and one-offs and everything else?
We do like 50 plus new beers a year, basically.
Really?
So a new beer almost, every other week. Every week, practically. So there's just tons of stuff. We do a series of single hop American pale ales.
Right.
Like a nice 4.5%, like hazy-ish APA it's called. And so
Nice.
Mosaic and Idaho 7 and a bunch of other, single hop APAs. So that's a fun series that we do in the warmer months. We do another series of blonde ales.
Okay.
So a bunch of different versions of that. Honey Blonde was a really fantastic one. Passion Fruit Peach was another really, really tasty one. So we do a bunch of those. Those do really, really well. Probably our number one seller through the summer is that blonde ale.
Nice.
We have those sours that rotate through, so we did a blackberry rhubarb marshmallow vanilla. Was the
blackberry rhubarb marshmallow vanilla.
Yeah.
That is either fantastic or a mess.
No, it was so good. That was probably my favorite of the sours we've done.
Blackberry rhubarb marshmallow vanilla. I gotta. Obviously, you don't have that. Are you doing it again?
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I have to ask Dan.
I'll keep an eye out. So if they do it again, I got to order that. That's for sure.
Yep.
That's a given. That's awesome.
So yeah, we do a bunch of some adjunct stouts that we're about to release some of those. I think the next one is a chocolate covered pretzel stout.
Oh,
nice.
It's going to be 9%.
Interesting.
So that should be good. It's not out yet. I think it's still fermenting away.
Very nice.
And then my favorite stuff that we do is our barrel aged beers.
Sure.
Our small but mighty barrel aged series is top notch stuff. None of it is adjuncted, which is something that I really, really like. You're just getting really, really fantastic, big stout bases aged for a good chunk in local whiskey barrels, and that's it.
Nice.
They really come out well. We do Breckenridge whiskey barrels. We do Stranahan's whiskey barrels, which is a local company.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not as well known out there, but that facility produces tin cup whiskey, which is a little more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, no, I got it. Yeah.
But it's a malt whiskey. It's not like a bourbon,
Mm-hmm.
which is different. But the stout that comes out of those barrels is magical.
Gotcha.
This year's was 14.4% aged for 20 months, and it was fantastic.
That's awesome. You canning all of this, or is anything
No,
bottles or
it's all canned. Yeah,
everything's canned, right? Those are, I'm assuming those are 12-ounce cans.
Those are 12-ounce cans. All of our barrel aged stuff is a 12-ounce. We usually sell it as a 12-ounce 4-pack. I mean,
Okay.
the stores, they do what they single it out or sell it as 4-pack, whatever they do with it. But we sell it as a case of 12-ounce 4-packs.
Gotcha.
I ordered the the barley wine.
That's our first barrel aged barley wine. I'm in love with that beer. A few months after I started working with the company, we sold just a 10% English barley wine.
Mm-hmm.
Very straightforward. And then, they rested it in some local wheat whiskey barrels, Old Elk wheat whiskey barrels for 11 months.
Nice.
Came up to 12.1%. And yeah, it's a beast. It's awesome.
Can't wait for that one.
Did you order all of that too, or can I get some of that?
I left a can for you.
Oh, okay, one can. I can get one can. All right, so, that's good.
Well, the good news is I am in sales, and I'm the person who sells the beer to the place you're buying that beer from. So I can make sure they restock.
They restock it. I can still get some extra, and then I can go yeah to Dave afterwards.
Nah, I ordered like 2 of everything that I ordered. And
that's good.
We'll keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this website.
Gotcha. Yeah. What was it again? What's the? Tell everybody the website again.
Beer Drop.
Beerdrop.com. I'm assuming.
Beer Drop. Yeah.
Beerdrop.com.
Beerdrop.com.
Scroll through some of the other breweries they have on there. They've got quite a few.
Yeah, definitely a lot of stuff that you probably are not going to see elsewhere. A lot of like the other smaller, good local producers like us.
Nice.
That don't have a national footprint. We don't send, pallets and pallets of beer out to these other states. And yeah.
Nice. So talk about that. What states, are you all, other than Beer Drop, as far as actual distro goes, are you just in Colorado?
Yeah.
Just in Colorado.
Yeah. I think
all over Colorado, or just in the Denver, Boulder area?
Right now we're definitely from Boulder down to, it's not going to mean anything to a lot of people out there, but
there's people in Colorado watching, so
Parker area,
okay,
which is probably like a half an hour southeast of Denver, at its furthest, I would say.
All right.
So we have a pretty good footprint across the Denver metro area, and
up to Fort Collins at all, or up north?
Yeah.
From there. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
So, and then the tap room is also a fun spot, and so
it's not too far from Avery, right?
No, it's very close.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a good relationship between the two breweries for sure.
Yeah, there's a couple of breweries in Boulder people can hit. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Just
we don't need to
Denver's got a few. Fort Collins has a few.
There you go.
Just a few.
Just a few. There you go. So what's the? Well, I was
if you can get them out of the dispensary.
This is true.
Yeah.
Well, you got to pay equal time. Equal opportunity. Spend a little time at a dispensary. Spend a little time at a brewery and a tap room.
Well, you got to
eat at some point, right?
Dispensary.
What's that?
You don't spend a lot of time at the dispensary.
We spend a lot of time with what you get at the dispensary. How's that?
Sure.
I misspoke.
You could do that and then go to a brewery.
There you go. Well, yeah, there you go. This is true. This is very true. You can kill 2 birds and 1 stone, as they say. So
you get 2 birds
one stoned.
Kill 2 birds and 1 stoned. Right?
No, you get 2 birds stoned at once.
At once. Done. We'll be here all week. Tip your bartenders. All right. Which one call it? So I was gonna talk about the Denver Boulder beer scene or whatever. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I mean, obviously anybody in Colorado watching is going to know a lot of that anyway. But there are people in other states that may be traveling there, so we'll talk about that. But I'm out of beer. Did you finish yours, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I finished mine. So
what kind of question is that?
why don't we? I figured you did because I finished mine. So there's no way in hell you still have some left. So I just wanted to make sure.
I got to reach over here and move the camera again. Because I wanted to keep it.
At least your ass is facing the Rodenbach sign. So.
Yes. Poor Rodenbach.
Sorry. All right. So what's your second beer there?
Well, this is another. This brewery, I think, is coming close to their 1 anniversary. This is the Seed, a living beer project.
I've heard some good things about that place.
Oh yeah,
and rightfully so. The strange thing is when I ordered the Tamave Pivo.
Mm.
And their Tamave Pivo is very, very good. Shadows is a fantastic beer. But when I got home, I realized they had given me the lessons nature taught us. This is a double IPA.
So you ordered a Tamave Pivo, and they gave you a double IPA.
Yeah, I think
the not right beer.
Yeah, the beer tenders had been drinking the whole time we were there, so I don't think they were paying much.
They were a little tired.
Oh, did I leave the us off when I sent you the beer name?
Nature taught. Yes, you did. I just typed what you said. So here, hold on.
At least you left everything in lowercase because all their beers are in lowercase.
Are in lowercase, yeah. Here, is that better?
Beautiful.
All right. We fixed that quickly. Yeah.
This drinks every bit of that 8.5 ABV. I'll tell you that.
Does it really?
Yeah.
You can taste it. You got it.
Oh yeah, you can taste it. There's
It's not hidden by any means. You got it.
No, it's not. It almost drinks a little like a triple. It's got that thickness to it. But it's absolutely freaking delicious. It's you've got citrus, grapefruit rind, the white bit of underripe melon.
Yep.
That's the flavors are fantastic. But even though it drinks a little higher than what you would get from a typical DIPA, the craftsmanship of this beer is phenomenal.
Yeah, they're making some really good stuff this season. I actually haven't been down there yet. I live 35 minutes away, 40 minutes away. I have to get down there.
Not 8 minutes?
Not 8 minutes. No, that's a little further. It's a little further.
Well, you know, NJCB is having a get-together there for NJCB members only at the end of the month, and I think that's probably to celebrate the year anniversary of the Seed.
There you go. It may very well be.
So we may
in that Facebook group.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm about to get the boot, apparently, though.
And just so happened to have my 22 card sitting right here on my desk.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't have one of those, so I'm getting the boot, apparently. But I might just be grandfathered in. I don't know.
I think Kivo might. There you go. I think Kivo might grandfather you in. I think.
Yeah, he might grandfather you.
So,
I got the 22 somewhere. I don't know what the hell I did with the 22.
I know you got the 22 and I got it. So
how are you going to get your savings without it?
Exactly.
You know what? I never actually pulled the thing out.
I barely do.
Yeah, the reason for it is I understand why they're in NJCB. You know, we had my Kivitz on the show, so if you've watched the show, you know what we're talking about. I understand why they're in it, but mine and John's job is to support the industry. So I purposely don't pull it out most of the time. Sometimes I just freaking forget, but most of the time it's to help support the brewery and not take that discount from them.
Right.
Sure.
You know, there's been times where I've walked into breweries, you know, they know that, you know, their owner or brewer is going to be on the podcast and they're going to start throwing me beer. I'm like, no, charge me for the damn beer.
Right.
You know, I'm not here to take advantage or, you know, get freebies. We're here to support you guys, hawk you guys. They wind up putting a discount on it anyway. Okay, fine, I'll give them that. But, you know, I'm not going to walk out with free beer just because, you know, we're going to have them on a podcast that no one listens to.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. So I'll remind you.
So it's the whole reason I rarely pull the card out.
Yeah.
I'll do it at restaurants and bars.
Right. Oh yeah, I never do it at a brewery. And honestly, I probably maybe 20% of the time, 30% of the time I do it. Who was that?
That's my girlfriend.
Hi, Josh's girlfriend.
She just got home from her first day at her new job. So
there you go. Congrats on your first day.
Your anniversary and her first day.
Her 0 anniversary.
Yeah, it's weird.
Look at that.
first. Today's 1 year exactly since I started with Finkel Garf.
There you go.
Nice.
That's weird. We have a first day anniversary.
First day anniversary. You have the same anniversary at your jobs. That's great.
Scared.
Did you plan it that way, or just
She totally did.
There you go. They wanted her to start last week. She says, "No, I can't start till next Tuesday."
She's like, "Start Monday? No, Tuesday."
That's
like,
great.
Monday is a holiday.
That's funny. Yeah, this is true. All right, I'm going to open my beer because I'm thirsty. I'm going to be drinking a Bennington.
Where'd you get that?
Where did I get that? Right there from Night Shift. There you
Actually,
go.
this was one of the few times John and I exchanged beer, and it wasn't in Portland.
Right, it was actually in Freehold. Well, Colts Neck to be exact.
Colts Neck.
Right. Oh,
We did
beautiful beer.
Our first ever. Well, no, it was not our. No, because the
We
Carton
did
dinner
a
was-
live. Carton was live. We did a first ever special
brewery tour.
brewery tour podcast. Special non-podcast day brewery tour podcast. A special podcast. So
We did it on. It was National Lager Day, wasn't it?
it was National Lager Day. Yep.
Yeah. So we had to celebrate, so we went to the Source and did a live podcast there.
And we did. And we had Greg and Jeremy and a few of the bar guests, brewery guests on as well. So
We were very curious, going, "What the hell are these?"
So
guys?"
what the hell
Is
is
that
the hell are
Greg?
these guys doing? Yeah.
Greg Carmody?
Greg Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Greg Taylor.
That was another one of those old carton dudes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Greg Taylor and Jeremy is from the Carton Days. Jeremy Watts, yeah. And so here, cheers. I'm gonna drink that. There we go.
Cheers.
Trillium glass there.
Improper.
Oh, I'm actually using an untapped glass.
Oh my God, this beer is so amazing.
I have
Maple and Dutch processed cocoa in this oatmeal stout. And I still, every time I put your crawl up, I never put mine up. There we go.
I've got one left.
You got one left. This was kudos. Thank you.
Drink it.
Did you drink what I? Drink it. Drink your beer. What does Joe say?
Drink your fucking beer.
Drink your fucking beer.
Drink your beer. I moved out here with an embarrassing 45 cases of beer.
Oh, God.
That's not embarrassing. That's impressive.
Yeah, well, it's both. It's both.
Did you have to get a separate trailer?
Well, what would have been embarrassing is if they ask you how much do you drink and you say, "Oh, one bottle a month," and then you had 45 cases. That's embarrassing, but you know.
Most stuff's gone now, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Well, I mean, 5 years. I mean, I hope it's. I hope most of it's gone.
I was spending a lot of money. I was going up to Hill Farmstead like monthly, and spending like $300-400 every time I went.
Oh my God!
Jeez.
And I was like, it's gonna be good to have that beer out there. It'll be dope. I'll bring it to shares. I'll share with people. It'll be excellent. And yeah, I still have like 4 or 5 bottles of that. They're like legit 5, 6, 7 years old.
Oh yeah, no, I still have. I have a couple bottles. I think I have a bottle of. I think I have 2 or 3 Hill Farmstead bottles that are probably like 4 years old, 5 years old. But I mean barrel aged stuff. It's not like I don't have any IPAs, Joe. Anyway, but
another inside joke. We do have a question from the Peanut Gallery and probably the head peanut.
Yeah, the head peanut of the Peanut Gallery. Let's do that. So this will bring us into the Denver beer scene, and actually probably lead us into the top 3s as well.
Possibly.
Matt wants to know: have you been to Cohesion yet?
That is like my new spot. I
can imagine.
I go there often.
How many foam shots have you done so far?
I love the foam Maliko. I believe it's called Maliko. There's they have the different like pour levels of foam.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember all of them, but there's like Maliko. There's like Snit or Sneet or something.
Sneet, something like that. Yeah. Matt's been there. I haven't been there yet. I may be out there in April. I will definitely be there then. So that's for sure.
Hit me up. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite spots to go. I have yet to be disappointed at all. There.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
My girlfriend doesn't drink, and she even likes the place.
That's great. Yeah, Matt found that place. Matt, were you out there? You were out there in August, right? July or August? You went to Cohesion. You can answer. There you go. Oh, there we go. Leon Cooper wants to know, Josh, are you still a fan of Jamiroquai?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I love Jamiroquai.
Absolutely.
Come on, it's funky goodness. And what other albums do you know that have like a didgeridoo track on it?
Didgeridoo, yeah, really. None, exactly.
No. Midnight Oil.
Yeah, Midnight Oil does have a didgeridoo on it. Yeah. You're right. But, yeah, it's odd because I just had a playlist going the other day, and I had, I think, 7 Days in Sunny June and Virtual Insanity were both on on that playlist that I had going on the other day.
So, Josh, I texted Leon to let him know you were on the show. Leon and I go way back.
It's been a long time since I've heard from him, for sure.
I've known Leon, I think, 24 years.
Look at that.
A very long time. And,
even longer than he's known me.
Yes. And so I told him you were on the show. He tells me he can't decide if you look more like you joined the band Korn or like Rob Zombie's slightly younger brother.
I don't have an answer to that one.
Or Rob Zombie's slightly younger brother that's in the band Korn.
I grew my beard for like almost 4 years, and I was very used to like ZZ Top or like Billy Gibbons. But yeah,
there you go.
I don't know. I cut the beard and grew the hair. So
I was gonna say, yeah, the beard's a lot shorter than it was. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Matt just got back. He said August, right from the airport to Cohesion. Yeah, he landed, got in a car, and drove to Cohesion.
Honestly, it is that type of spot. It is that good. Their lagers are just. I mean, oh God, I spend a lot of time there.
There you go.
It's very easy to just go there and not think about like all the other world class breweries.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I would like, if I want, wanting lagers or whatever, every time I go to Denver or whatever, I go to Bierstadt, right? But I haven't been to Cohesion yet, obviously, because I've been there since they opened, so I got to get out there. Brian just said his wife, Sherry, says that Josh looks like my younger brother. So
she didn't say younger. You added that.
Do you honestly think she meant older? I mean, come on.
Not.
I kind of see it, I guess.
Beard, ball cap.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Ball cap despite the full head of hair.
Right.
I think it's more like the cheeks and the nose.
It could be that. It could be a little.
Yeah, I think so.
It could very well be.
Eyebrows kind of almost have the same shape.
There you go. Yeah, pretty much. All right, we can see it. Brother from another mother. There you go. All right, so anyway, yeah, Cohesion is just I have not stopped hearing about Cohesion since Matt. The first time I heard about it was when Matt was out there. But I have not stopped hearing about it from a million different, well, all right, maybe not a million, but a lot of different people, and everything that they're doing. I believe they just did a project with an Edelweiss yeast or Edelweiss grain. I'm sorry. Well, that they did a project. They just released it last Friday, so they did some live video last week. But
yeah, I haven't had that. Cool. I was there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
with a buddy who moved to Hawaii, but it was in town.
Right. Yeah, you were saying before. I used to work with you on Black Project, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now he works at Lanakai Brewing.
Lanakai Brewing in Hawaii. There you go.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Hanakoa. I am so sorry.
Hanakoa?
Hanakoa.
Either way, that doesn't suck.
No.
So.
No. No, he enjoys it.
All right. Cool. Hey,
sorry,
exactly.
Hanakoa.
Hanakoa. There you go. Why don't we on that note, we're talking about Denver a little bit. Why don't we do our top 3 list for the night?
Oh, what is it?
Tough one.
All right, it's a tough one. I know, Allie. So our top 3 list for tonight, as you know, and I say this every week, and just to inform you more so than a lot of people that are that have watched or listened or whatever. Our top 3 list. Why do we do top 3s? 2 reasons. 1, 3. When we first started doing these, it was before guests, like a year and a half ago. And it was just me and Dave, so we did, we paid homage to 1933, the repeal prohibition. 33, I did the top 3, he did the top 3, same one, obviously, 3, 33, so there you go. And then the other reason is if we do a top 10, it would take way too long. So, because our top 3s usually wind up being 6 or 7 anyway. So,
yeah, I was going to say, I think I got 4.
Yeah, I got 4 or 5. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so anyway, tonight's top 10 list. Listen to me.
That's tomorrow night.
That's tomorrow night, right?
More like a top 9 list.
Here you go. It's top 12 list. Tonight's top 3 list is top 3 favorite beer cities that we've been to. Top 3 favorite beer cities we've been to. There you go. And we will let Josh, our guest of honor, start. Let's begin with Joshua's top 3. Go for it.
That's so tough. My favorite beer city that I've been to, I think it's gonna shock some people.
Go for it. Hoboken, right? No. The Mick Ultra in Hoboken these days is so good.
Ocean City, New Jersey.
I think Portland, Maine.
Okay.
There's a shock.
Is this 3, 2, 1, or you go 1, 2, 3? Or not in any order particular?
Yeah, I guess I just went with my favorite first.
Okay.
I've had some really, really good beer trips up there and some good memories with a lot of good friends.
Sure.
But I mean, you know, it's not like there's like a shit ton of brewery, not like inundated with so many breweries, but like the good chunk of them are like really good. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
you know, that Maine Beer Co. Foundation.
By the way, there's a lot that have opened up probably. When was the last time you were in Portland?
Shoot, probably 2015 or 2016 for return of. Oh no. 2017.
There you go.
I poured beer for Black Project at Beer Meets Wood Festival.
Did you?
Oh,
You went up and did
nice.
Beer Meets Wood?
Yeah,
That's a great fest.
Yeah, that was a good time. And
Nice.
the year before, it was the year before that or two that we went up for our good buddy's bachelor party, and we did Return of the Belgian Beer Festival.
Yep.
It was at the same location, which was this cool, really cool warehouse that got knocked down and it's turned into apartments now.
Right.
But I was absolutely, I mean, probably the drunkest I've ever been in my entire life was that night. And I was just standing at the Fontaine table because no one else was there, and I'm just drinking glass.
Really?
And a buddy of mine came over and said, dude, there's a fucking blacksmith out here. I was like, what? So we went out of the festival, and sure enough, there's this like small little blacksmith studio, and this dude's hammering away.
That's awesome.
What was he making?
He was making a good friend of mine who's also a Jersey beer guy, Tom Troncone.
Sure.
We know Tom.
Yeah, he was making Tom like a whale slayer type bottle opener. You know,
Really? Oh, that's cool.
like a wax cutting blacksmith bottle opener.
That's awesome.
I just saw Tom like 3 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was
Well, there's a lot. There's a bunch of new breweries have opened up in and around Portland now. So
Bellflower being one.
Bellflower
of the
being one of them. Yeah, they're definitely killing it right now. It's a
Mhm.
couple guys actually from Trillium.
okay.
Left and opened Bellflower, and we had them on a show in September. Good guys, and they're making great liquid. But
Nick
anyway.
Space too.
yeah, it's really cool space.
I love
Very good space.
Barreled Souls.
Barrel Souls is great.
Yeah. Oh, hope Joe's not listening.
Sorry, yeah, Joe Granat. Yeah, he's.
You say Barrel Souls, he gets a Woody.
Yeah. You go. Anybody's near Saco, Maine, and they're going to Barreled Souls. You got to pick Joe up here.
Probably, because of the company I was with too. But like my favorite brewery visit ever was at Barreled Souls. Just playing.
Cool. It's a really cool space. It's really
playing
is.
games and drinking unbelievable beer and just good times over there for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So yeah,
right.
Portland.
So Portland, and what's your other two?
Number 2 is a toss-up. Probably Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Portland, Oregon. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of breweries and a lot of really good breweries there.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I really love Upright. I know they're not really talked about too much, but I really love Upright. And when I like pulled up outside where the GPS told me to go to get there, I was like, "What? Where is it?" And you walk into some like building that has all these other little businesses in it, and you're like, "Where?" And then you go downstairs in the basement, and you're like, "Oh, okay." And it's so small, and they've got like just vinyl spinning and just a few little tables, and it was just a really cool vibe. And I love, they make amazing saison. So
Get Beer Drop to bring them on.
There you go.
yeah,
It's the only way we're going to get them here.
Yeah, get them. Yeah, that'll be the one.
I feel like I was so shocked when I was there because of how small they were, and that I would be able to buy their bottles in New York. You'd go to like Cable Beverage, and there they were.
Yeah, well, cable has everything.
Cable,
If you
that's
got to
right.
find it, you got to
Yes.
do your. You got to
You gotta
spend an hour
dig.
there and look for it.
I miss that place. That place was so cool.
Going to Cables, like I always think of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
so
much.
sorry. In 5 years, it has not changed.
No,
No,
not at all.
it never will, and hopefully
never
never will.
And to be quite honest with you, and this isn't a bad thing, by the way. This isn't a. I'm not putting them down. Probably 40% of the beer they have in there was there the last time you were there.
Yeah, probably.
You know, and all barrel aged, so it's even better than it was when you were there. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, they a lot of beer packed into a small space.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
God, yes.
Oh my god.
And there appears to be a rhyme or reason to it. On the surface, dig behind. There's no rhyme or reason.
There's no rhyme.
Dig. You have to dig.
You got to dig. That's the only way you can. That's the only way you. Yeah. Well, the rhyme or reason is you gotta hunt for your beer. You want the good buys. Go look.
Could be
Go
some
find
buried
them, yeah.
treasure there.
Exactly. That's for sure.
Yeah, they've got that one end cap. As soon as you walk in, empty every beer off of that first.
Right.
Buy all that because that's usually fantastic.
That's all the
stuff.
good stuff. That's all the good
That's
new stuff.
right?
Yeah.
New stuff.
That's
Yes.
all the good new
The
stuff.
one
Yeah.
like all the way in the back by the cooler doors.
You got to get with that, but that's what you get. You go all the way back by the cooler doors and start in that aisle and then work your way up. Yeah.
Yeah, if you find yourself with your legs kicked up in the air digging into it, you're doing it right.
You're doing it right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And what's your other one? What's your other city?
San Diego.
San Diego.
Yes. I took a little trip to visit a friend before he did a little time.
There you go. So wait. So we got
Not
married? So we got married?
No.
No, okay. Just making
No.
sure.
No. He's another New Jersey beer guy on the scene. I'm not gonna say
It's fine. No worries. You know, that's what after we sign off is for.
You've all had some beers with this guy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, of course. So
But yeah, I went out to visit.
no, San Diego's stupid. San Diego's just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it's the land of never-ending delicious West Coast IPAs.
Sure.
The thing about San Diego is I saw one place had their beer list. They list its IPAs and not IPAs.
Not IPA. So
Give you an idea where their vibe is.
I had one of the
exactly.
scariest. What was it? Yeah, it was one of the scariest. Oh no, that was Seattle. Never mind. I was going to Tornado. Tornado is in San Diego too.
Coronado's
But they have
San
one
Diego,
in Seattle. And
Coronado, that was an Oldsmobile.
on my way home,
Coronado.
No, a Toronado was an Oldsmobile.
Coronado was an Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
well, Coronado was also a car as well.
Yeah. It was a Chevy, wasn't it? Or it was a GM car. I know that. So.
Yeah.
And there was, of course, the El Camino.
Well, of course. Well,
And
absolutely.
and I actually had the Ford version of that, the Ranchero.
There you go.
Dark green with a big gold stripe down it.
Oddly enough, you ordered that at Chili's the other night.
Well, yeah, was it
A Ranchero with a long gold
Did it
streak
have
down it.
So anyway, all right, Dave, your three. Go for it.
You want to put up Brian's and Matt's?
I'll do it when we're done.
Oh, do that. All right, so
Yeah, because a lot of them are crossovers, so let's get ours up first, and then we'll give them their
yeah, right. So what I did is knowing that Portland was going to be on there, I knew San Diego would be brought up.
Of course.
Some of the greatest places, and absolutely.
Sure.
I've never been to San Diego, but Portland. I've been to Portland twice. I remember a good chunk of both visits, not the whole chunk.
Mm-hmm. Which chunk don't you remember?
Usually towards the end.
Okay.
Usually towards the end.
So most of the stuff we did together, you don't remember.
No, that was actually just blocking it out intentionally.
I got 601.
We went to the Navari Res, and I was the first 3 beers I ordered they were out of.
Oh, fun.
So
and then I ordered my first beer, which was his 4th beer. When he ordered, actually no, it was his 3rd beer. When he ordered that, and he's like, and she comes back, she gives me mine and says that was the last one.
So yeah, most people have had some wonderful experiences in Navari Res. Me, not so much. So I need to go back and fix that.
You got to go back. I've had great times in the Party Res. It's a great place. It was just the
what I
night we were there. So
Yes, it's just, and you got to remember, and no offense to them, because this is like right after COVID, where a lot of people are, everyone had switched to canning, so there's not a lot of kegs out there. So they were actually quite low on their stock. So got to give them their due.
And they had opened already, and they've been open for a little bit. So a lot of the stuff that they did have sitting, everybody and their mother came out. Oh, well, we can go out now. We can drink beer. So they were getting there. They were even getting hit harder, and it wasn't being replenished as quickly. So the lists were diminishing a little bit. Anyway.
But what I wanted to do is I wanted to hit. I can look out the window and I can see New York City. I mean, that's a fantastic beer city right there.
Sure,
it got a lot better.
Yeah, and you can even go borough by borough, count them as their own cities, and then make the list.
Right? Oh yeah,
Brooklyn would make the list. Queens would make the list. Manhattan, not so much yet.
So it depends. I mean, not so much talking about breweries, but bars.
Bars, yes. Bars. If you're just going the drinking scene, yes, sure. Manhattan makes the list.
Right. They have the best beer bars, like in one anywhere.
Yeah.
You name the city that has better chunk of beer bars than Manhattan.
Pony Bar, Blind Tiger.
Sure. Pony Bar.
Yeah, Pony Bar moved and they've changed.
Pony Bar early on, years ago, was the shit, yeah.
I went to the Upper East Side?
Upper East Side. The Pony Bar on the Upper East Side is the one. It's the only one that's open now. They closed Hell's Kitchen.
Okay. Well, I went to that one on my birthday once, and I had a similar situation to you at Novari where I tried to order a couple beers and they were not available. And I was and I was kind of like, what are you guys doing here? Like, you got draft space. Like, you go downstairs and tap the beer. That's what I did. Like, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
But I hit Pony Bar and Hell's Kitchen one time, and it was, I guess, just before they had moved. And the bartender actually directed me to another bar called As Is.
Oh, I have not been there.
As is was cool. As is was
fantastic.
Cool. Yeah, As is was great.
So take those away. So I'm throwing my caveats out there and my kind of honorable mention. But what I wanted to do was actually mention some of those cities that I've been to where their beer scene's up and coming. And I've actually watched them develop. The one is actually much better developed through the years, and it's on one of the lists that someone put up. The Tampa St. Pete area. I mean, yes, we all know about Cigar City, but between Angry Chair, Green Bench, Cycle, Arcana, Seventh Sun, Arcana, and Seventh Sun is open really close to Angry Chair now. They opened one in Tampa now. I mean, these are some fantastic breweries out there.
Sure, absolutely.
Just love it out there. Love drinking out there. The trips to Hunapoo and then hit some of the breweries either before or after. Green Bench with Food for Thought the night before Hunapoo, so that you're good and hungover for Hunapoo. That's if you don't do that, you're not doing it right. So that I'm going to put that in there as one of the more established ones. But the other two I'm going to mention, not probably less established, but I really enjoyed the scene there. I'm going to start with Flagstaff, Arizona.
Don't forget Winona.
And Flagstaff has got, I think there are like 9 breweries now. Mother Road, named for Route 66, which runs through Flagstaff. They're kind of the hop heavy brewery. Really putting out some phenomenally hopped beers. They're really controlling their hops well.
Right.
I recommend them. And then Flagstaff is one of the dark cities because there's actually an observatory in Flagstaff and dark sky cities. And Dark Sky Brewing, they're all over the map with their styles. They do some really good sours, mostly kettle sours.
Dark Sky's great. Dark Sky's great.
Yeah, they put out some great liquor.
I know them for their big stouts.
Yes. Yep. And they do the big stouts. They do IPAs. They do. They do pretty much every style you can think of. And I love them for that they really push the envelope on some of these styles. Really enjoy them. So that's one. But the one that I really, really enjoy, because I've actually been there a few times, seeing them grow through the years, is Knoxville, Tennessee. You can bring up Nashville, and I was going to bring up Nashville because there's so many great breweries in Nashville, right? Like Southern Grist, Bearded Iris. Some Yazoo. There's some great breweries in Nashville, but Knoxville has got Alliance Brewing. They've got I just forgot the name of it. This is one
right.
brewery.
Right.
It's
Take
the one
sip of
brewery.
beer, you'll be fine.
There we go. It's the one brewery that you can sit in, drink that brewery's beer out of the glass blown by the brewery's owner.
Wait, what happens? What do you get?
Hand blown glass.
Oh, you get. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
There's a
I thought there was something else going on there. I mean,
It's not arrogant bastard, but it's something along those lines. It's like pretentious. The brewery's called pretentious.
I'm gonna just stop you for 1 second. Matt has to leave. I just want to put his up really quick. Matt said his are Portland, Oregon, Burlington, Vermont, and Tampa, St. Pete.
And
there
Tampa
you go.
St. Pete, yeah.
Yeah. And whatchamacallit. And as far as New York goes, he said Proletariat is in there for Manhattan,
Well, they're right. They're nearly across the street from John's favorite place.
which I put up. I just messaged back. I said augurs well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Augurs well.
And then he said, I got to run. Have a Zoom meeting. Great to see you, Josh. We'll hit you up next time I am in Denver. Can grab some Czech lager. There you go.
Sounds good.
Get some Pivo.
There you go. So, anything else on Knoxville? Go for it.
There's a bunch there, and I knew that they were starting to really grow up when three of the breweries, Pretentious, Alliance, and there was a third one in there. They kind of created like a conglomeration where they would get together, brew a beer, and they had one name that included elements of all three of them.
Okay.
And they brew it under that name.
Right.
So
That's
when
cool.
you start seeing that kind of collaboration within a beer city, you know they're really starting to mature into the beer world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's been great watching that city's brewery scene.
I got to get down there. Last time I was in Knoxville was the 80s. So
you've got to get there. There's a brew pub that's on the main drag. Don't go there.
Yeah.
That stuff's absolute garbage. But everything.
But we're not saying the name, so you don't know what we're talking about.
I'm not saying the name.
Yeah, so.
I'll tell you offline. There's great queue there too.
There you go. That's awesome. Well, throughout Tennessee, there's great queue all the time, everywhere. So.
But the great thing about Tennessee is usually the queue has local craft beer.
That's
being
nice.
poured.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, Knoxville. I recommend Knoxville as a great craft beer city.
There you go. All right. I'll give you mine. I'm going to start off with my honorable mentions, obviously, just like Dave did. New York City, of course. I'm not going to include it in this list because it's home for me, right? I mean,
it's almost a given.
We live here; it's a given. We get it, you know. And Dave's absolutely right. I mean, you could Brooklyn, Williamsburg, and there's a lot of other areas of Brooklyn you could choose.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite beer bar anywhere in the world is in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. So
you could break Brooklyn down to its neighborhoods and then make.
And then you could do neighborhoods in Brooklyn, yeah, absolutely. And Queens, the beer scene in Queens, brewery specifically, and a couple bars.
LIC,
amazing. LIC,
just LIC alone has some great breweries.
Sure. All of the breweries, yeah, between LIC and Single Cut, and I mean, my favorite being Fifth Hammer, but LIC and Single Cut are a super close second and third.
And my favorite one in Queens is Finback.
Finback is amazing.
Oof.
You got even Big Alice, tiny space, great beer.
Yeah. Interesting.
Those guys came through Black Project onse.
Did they? Big Alice?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've got a bottle of theirs in the fridge that they brewed for. They brew it for Pride Week.
I got a couple. I got a barrel aged quad from them. It's probably a couple years old at this point. I got to crack it soon. We should do it at a share at some point.
Drink your fucking beer.
Drink your fucking beer. I know. I can't. All the bottles I have and all the bottles I promised me, they're all barrel aged. They're all like big beers. It's fine, but I can't. I probably have 180 plus bottles, probably closer to 200 bottles. I can't drink them myself. They're all bombers. They're all. I mean, probably 20 or 30 of them are 500 mils. They're all 750s. I'm going to drink them myself? No, fuck no. I'm not drinking them myself.
Josh and I will be there Friday night.
Come over Friday. We'll open a couple.
Oh no! I've got a Evanescence concert on Friday.
Evanescence. Holy shit!
Believe it or not. And then
2007 called. They want their band back.
Yeah, you gotta bring him to light. All right.
Well, Saturday, the night after, I'm going to Philly for a Wombats concert.
Even better. There you go. But anyway, so So New York City is, and then like I said, like we were just talking about, Proletariat on St. Mark's. St. Mark's on its own, it can be between Proletariat.
You know what? Can I throw another honorable mention out while we're there? Speaking of going in for that concept.
In the middle of my honorable mentions, go for it.
Your honorable mentions. Fishtown, Philadelphia.
Fishtown, Philadelphia, absolutely. Sure.
You know, the Source opened up there. Other half is opening up there. And you've got so many other breweries in there.
There's a bunch of breweries in there. Yards isn't too far away.
Nope.
Love, what is it? Love? Is it Brotherly Love City? Love City. Love City opened up there.
Urban Robot, something Robot.
Yeah, I think, and there's a bunch of bars. There's a barcade there. Stoddard's Pub is nearby. It's really cool. But anyway, so yeah, New York City, and then like I said, St. Mark's, Augers Well is like home for me. And in Proletariat's across the street. There's a barcade up the block on St. Mark's there, and then everywhere in the East Village. Again, you could do areas of Manhattan too. You got the East Village, you got the West Village, you got Hell's Kitchen, you got even the Upper East Side, the Upper West Side. George Keeley's on the Upper West Side. There's a bunch of places. Anyway, so New York City, but again, it's home, so it's not on the list per se. It's getting an honorable mention. And then to Matt's, Burlington, Vermont. Absolutely. I mean, there's a bunch of great places in Burlington. You can't forget that. And I mean, just particularly in Burlington, not even talking about the 45-minute ride up to Hill Farmstead, just in Burlington, and my main honorable mention is going to be Boston. You would think everybody knows, if you watch a show, you know how I feel about Boston or anything like that.
Not just you, me as well.
And Dave as well. But Boston, I love the city of Boston. Everything about it, it's great.
They shut down too early.
Yeah. The whatchamacallit, the
this is true. They do shut down too early.
They do shut down.
They roll up the sidewalks at like midnight.
There's a couple places. If you know where to go, you can get it. I mean, hey, my one of my favorite bars in Boston, with the exception of maybe Sunday night and Monday night, you could sit until about 2 or 3 in the morning. So you can still do that. So that's fine. That would be Bukowski's. Yeah.
I bought a shirt while I was there.
Yeah, you did. Bukowski's on Dalton Street. It's such a great place. They have a great tap list, great bottle list, and Tip Tap Room's great too. There's a lot to do there. But here's the thing, though.
Tips.
If we're talking about Beer City, right? We're talking about the city. So there's a bunch of great places to go in Boston. But as far as the breweries go, all of the breweries, with the exception of one,
Harpoon.
with the exception of Harpoon, Sam Adams, which is technically in Boston, but it's in Jamaica Plain or whatever.
There's a Trillium that has a Boston.
Location. It's a great area, but my favorite Massachusetts brewery
on his hat
is on my hat right here, and I'm drinking the beer tonight. It's Night Shift, and it's 20 minutes away up in Everett. So I'm leaving them off. All right, so I've done my due diligence of my honorable mentions. Here's my three.
How hungover I was after an EBF at Night Shift for their
early
morning cellar release thing. I was
absolutely
shape.
Yeah. You have to go up. You have to go up for the cellar release at Night Shift after an EBF. You can't. It's not. It wasn't a trip unless you did that.
I don't think I've been to Boston in my adult life and not drank too much and thrown up.
The first half, yes. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I've ever thrown up in Boston. I'm doing it wrong.
No, I think you're doing it right. You don't have to drive.
Yeah, you're doing it right. If you didn't, you're doing it wrong. Yeah,
you didn't have to drive me home. So
there you go. All right. So here's my three. After all of that talk, here's my three. Here we go. And in no particular order. I'm not giving them any particular order. These are just my top three, and it doesn't really matter because they're all great. I will say, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh has an amazing craft beer scene right now.
The Independent.
What's that?
The Independent is really cool there.
They're right now. My one of my favorite breweries, or a bunch of my favorite breweries are. I won't say what's number one, number two, whatever. Grist House is amazing. Grist House is making amazing beer. Dancing Gnome is making crazy good beer. Old Thunder, 11th Hour. I could go on. I'm wearing Cinderlands, the shirt right here from.
Well, they need something to wash down the Permonti brothers with.
Oh yeah, well, no, I mean, you wash Parenti Brothers down with Iron City. I mean, that's
true. You're doing it wrong if it's not Iron City. You're right. You need an icy to tear that stuff out of your throat.
Exactly. So anyway, But yeah, Pittsburgh has a great scene right now. I mean, and it's a 5+ hour ride for me, but I'll get out there as often as I possibly can. It really is. It's a great city, and I love it out there.
And John knows I was all planned to go there for my birthday weekend, but something came up, and I'm going to Italy instead. So
yeah, well, Pittsburgh, Italy. So anyway, so that's that, and I'm throwing it out there, and I know it's home for Josh. I'm saying it, Denver. I mean, you can't talk about a beer city and not talk about Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, we kind of kick ass.
I mean, my one of my good friends, who's on the Get On With It Sports podcast with me on Wednesday nights, Harry Lugnuts is his name on the show. His name is Bernie. He's been out there for almost 30 years. And every time I talk to him, he's like, we're on the phone. He says, you know what? In the last 5 minutes, 3 breweries opened up. And he's not far off either. So that's the funny thing. So, but yeah, and with places like Cohesion opening up and Bierstadt, which is it's a staple, right? But I mean, even True, obviously.
True.
Yeah. I love. And up in Rhino, I mean, Ratio and Black Shirt up in Rhino.
Did you say Truly?
True.
Oh, True.
True Brewery.
You actually missed the best brewery in Rhino.
What's that?
Our Mutual Friend.
Our Mutual Friend.
That's the name of the brewery, Our Mutual Friend.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. So did Our Mutual Friend open a brewery in Rhino that I didn't know about?
No, it's
I actually have heard about them. I now that you say that, I haven't been. I haven't had the pleasure of having the beer.
That's probably my favorite spot. That's my favorite brewery in Denver.
In Denver or in Rhino?
In Denver.
Really? Awesome.
Yeah, definitely in Denver. You can get pretty much every style of beer there. They make fantastic lagers. They make fantastic hoppy beers. They make smoked beers. They make barrel-aged beers. They make unbelievable saisons and Brett forward beers. It's just. Yeah, and the people there are fan. Jan is the head brewer. He's like the nicest guy ever. He's just like all love over there. It's just a great vibe all around, and the beer's fantastic. I love it.
That's fucking awesome. I got 5 words for that. I have to get there. So there you go.
Change the I to we.
And
we have to get there. So.
It's like, I don't know, 2-3 blocks from Bierstadt.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. There you go.
It's quite a nice little like 1-2 punch there. I mean, it's like if there's a lot of breweries on that little strip down there.
Right.
River North is over there as well, and they are there.
River North's in Rhino, really?
They were originally, and then they moved. They got priced out. They moved out, and now they have a small brewery and tap room back in Rhino again.
Nice, awesome. That's fucking great. And even even, and I know I'm just saying this, whatever. Even Denver Beer Company makes some is making some good.
They win a lot of medals. They really win a lot of medals.
Yeah.
I personally don't drink a lot of their beer. They have connected to them to their main facility because they have a lot of.
They just opened a tap room over near Harry Lugnuts' house. So it's right near Inglewood, right, just on the south side of Denver.
They took over a spot down there, and they have a spot in Arvada, which is kind of like northwest a little bit.
Right.
But they have a brewery that's also part of Denver Beer Company called Cerveceria Colorado.
Yes. Yep.
And I drink those beers. I like a couple. Like they have Venga Mexican lager. Mm-hmm. Pretty damn solid. And so yeah, I like some of those beers. I'm not like hating on them at all. Just not like with so much.
No, there's so much out there. You got to find the time to actually drink the beers, and then exactly. You know what? And then you can venture out a little bit. Okay, we're talking about Denver, right? But I mean, Boulder's not too far away, and there's Avery's amazing, and there's this other brewery. What is it? Finkel and Garf, I think. Is
yeah, I hear
they're pretty good.
The name Garfinkel and just split
Garfinkel and switch it around.
Reversed
it. Yeah, there you go.
Pretty clever.
And just to throw the other one out there, and we don't even have to. I mean, we beat it to death before. Portland, Maine. It's just you can't go wrong in Portland, Maine. You want a good beer. You want a beercation. Go to Portland, and you're in the Northeast or whatever. Just
you can walk into almost any brewery in Portland, Maine, and just get a fantastic pour.
But where do you have to go to get the best BLT in Portland, Maine?
Is it actually technically in the city?
Well, no, it's actually not in Portland. It's actually in Westport.
Yeah, it's not actually. That would be. They make something called the Gunner's Daughter, which is
Gunner's Daughter, yeah,
a popular beer up there. Peanut butter stout. That is. The thing is, when they released Gunner's Daughter, every brewery in Maine decided they need to release a peanut butter stout because it became so popular.
Absolutely. Right. So Mass Landing, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, you wanted the name. Sorry.
But yeah, then everything opened up by Allagash, Definitive across the street, Battery Steel's right there, Foundation, Austin Street opened up their main location they moved over by Rising Tide, so now they're both right there. And you could park once and go to 5 breweries over there, basically right out at Old Port. And that's Austin Street, Rising Tide, Bellflower is there, and then you go up a little bit further, and you go to Lone Pine and Good Fire.
Good Fire is fantastic.
And Oxbow's not that far too.
Yeah, you walk up the hill, you've got Oxbow, you've got the Maine Meadery is there.
Maine Meadery's right there, and then
what's the distillery?
Distillery,
I forget the name of the distillery.
I forget the name of this.
I came home with a bottle.
Maine Distilling Company.
No, not that one. They're not too far from there.
They're right next to Rising Tide, I believe.
Yeah, they're down the hill.
They're right. This one's right next to Oxbow. This one.
Yeah, it's Oxbow, Maine Meadery, and then the Longshore. No,
I love Oxbow.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
The best part about Oxbow, well, maybe not the best part, but one of the great things is you've got the Freak Shack right outside, so you can get some poutine. Bring it into the brewery.
Exactly.
Hartshorn.
Oh,
no, Hartshorn is the woods that Augie lives in.
Hartshorn.
There's is it Urban Family Fermentorium or something?
Urban Family Fermentorium, yeah, it's right there as well.
I like that. I like their space a lot.
Their space is really kitschy, really cool, really hippie.
When I went there was like a legit basket weaving course going on outside.
It's absolutely, and they're always blasting the funkiest music off their back dock because they're trying to get people interested as they're walking past.
That's their logo right there. So I found that Hartshorn,
yeah.
Hartshorn Distilling there. Yeah,
so. But what they do mead, they do cider, they do beer, they do matcha. Mm-hmm. Anything that they can ferment, they're going to ferment.
They're going to ferment it, absolutely.
Kombucha, probably.
Kombucha, definitely kombucha. They were doing kombucha before they did matcha.
There you go. I'll throw these up too, Brian. We already did Matt's. Is Portland, Oregon, Burlington, Vermont, and Tampa, St. Pete. Brian says Burlington and Tampa are good spots for sure, but his 3 are New York, Denver, and Bruges. And he hasn't been to Portland. Either Portland.
Yeah, you've been to Bruges, but not to Portland.
He's been to Bruges, but not to Portland. So
you have to make it to Belgium.
Yes.
Absolutely. And he said too, as far as New York goes, he says Ginger Man and Grand Delancey, and Ginger Man closed though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All the Ginger Man's closed.
Yep, they're not.
Every single one. New York, Boston, all of them closed.
Oh dang! There's another Midtown beer bar that was fantastic. Maybe it was
Rattle and Hum.
Not
really.
It was prettier. They have a very big, tall ceilings, wood bar with like lamps on it. They used to have these unbelievable like brewery tap takeovers there.
Huh.
Dang, I can't remember the name of it.
It really sounds like you're talking about Ginger Man.
I feel like it is a Ginger Man.
It's Ginger Man.
I think you're talking Ginger Man.
It's Ginger Man.
Yeah, you described Ginger Man.
It's Ginger Man. Yeah, I'm
still
trying to think if it was another one, but yeah.
They had like a big binder as their beer list.
I think so.
Yeah, it's Ginger Man. That was Ginger Man. Yeah. And then he, which one called Leon, weighed in. He says Philadelphia, Washington D.C., and Burlington, Vermont. Those are his 3.
I'll throw another one in there that no one said. Columbus, Ohio.
Really?
Okay, fair enough.
Hopping Frog.
I didn't make it to Hopping Frog when I was there, but like in a very, very short proximity, there was Hoof Hearted.
Right.
They have a pool. They have a freaking pool at that location.
That's dangerous.
What did you say? Who? What?
Hoof Hearted.
Oh, Hoof Hearted. I got you.
Hearted.
Who farted in the pool?
Yeah.
What was
Tiny bubble.
There was another brewery that I went to while I was there, and it just happened to be their anniversary weekend, and they had like the whole tap list practically was barrel aged stouts out the wazoo, every different. It was insane. I gotta look up the name. It's killing me right now. I can't think of it.
While you look that up, I will weigh in on that one and throw another one out there. Cleveland is amazing. Cleveland's got a lot of good liquid in it.
What's it, Indigo?
Whatchamacallit? They have. I mean, Platform is great. Saucy's making decent beer. Terrestrial. Masthead's making amazing beer. Noble Beast is actually making really good liquid. But
while we're in Ohio, Brian mentioned that
Cincinnati. And then Brian just mentioned Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati's got a lot of good breweries, and Ryan Geist obviously leading the way, and then every other one from there. So
now, speaking of Columbus, isn't BrewDog? Don't they have their hotel outside of Columbus?
Is it outside of Columbus or outside of Cincinnati? Brian, you know because you're actually a participant in BrewDog. So let us know.
Yeah, where are they?
Wolf's Ridge is the name of the brewery.
Wolf's Ridge. Yes, okay. yes.
Fantastic. And the food there was really, really good too.
Yep.
So, they're Columbus, John.
It is Columbus?
And BrewDog is like heavy up.
It's not Cleveland. It's not Cincinnati. It's in the middle of the two in Columbus. There you go.
I'm going to throw another city in there.
From Ohio? Another Ohio?
No.
Dayton? Toledo? Where are we going?
Leaving the country, actually. Montreal.
Mount Royal.
And one of John's favorite breweries.
De Chiel, yeah.
De Chiel. Pit Caribou.
And Matt just told me actually last week, and I neglected to go there, and I don't know if it's still on tap. Maybe it is because they do have a lot of taps. But at Maloney's in Matawan, they actually a week and change ago they actually had Pech Mortel on tap.
Did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the reason.
And I literally totally forgot about it until this minute. So I'm actually going to have to look and see if they still have it. I might have to take a little ride tomorrow.
Well, the reason I was reminded of Montreal is when I was there, Josh was talking about all the barrel-aged stouts. Mm-hmm. I actually, when I was in Montreal, was going to Le Cheval Blanc, and they weren't open yet. So I started wandering around, and I stumbled across a place that was celebrating their anniversary with a lot of their big barrel-aged beers. Le Saint Bach in Montreal.
Fair enough.
Oh, and the best part about it, you order a burger, and if you don't change the side dish, the side dish is poutine.
So why would you change the side dish?
Yeah, exactly.
Just awesome. Order something extra. Order something else if you want something else.
Yes.
Yeah. So, or change the side dish and then order poutine, one or the other.
Yeah.
Now, if you order poutine, do you get a side dish of poutine though?
It's Montreal. You probably do.
You probably do, right? Gotcha.
One of my favorite poutine spots. It's not there anymore. It was like right around the corner from Jimmy's 43.
Really?
Yeah, it's the building burned down, right?
Are you talking about pommes frites? Pommes frites, yeah. Pommes frites, yeah. Yeah, so
now
good.
Now they're.
We used to do. This is what we used to do. All right, so you finish the night at Augerswell or whatever. You go and you got to go to Criff Dogs, right? So somebody goes into Criff Dogs and orders all the dogs. Somebody walks up the block and around over to pommes frites and gets a bunch of pommes frites because it's just a walk-up window, right? At the time before the building actually exploded, you know.
There was like a gas
leak, yeah, and then walks back with the pommes frites or whatever. And you just stand outside of. There's the it's the top of a garbage container, but it's clean. Obviously, the garbage is inside it or whatever. You just put your dogs and your dogs and your pommes frites and everything, and just have your. It
was amazing. This show started off,
so to speak.
We started off as like a coffee podcast,
and then we
talked about beer for a little while, and now we're a poutine podcast.
But Criff Dogs is so good, and then what's in Criff Dogs is PDT.
Don't tell.
Right?
Don't tell. Please don't tell.
I will not tell. So anyway, all right. What's in the future for Finkel and Garf? Even in the near future, beer wise, event wise, brewery itself.
Event wise, I think we're trying to plan a little something to benefit some of the people,
The
that
fires.
were affected by the fires.
Yep.
We do some beer festivals locally throughout the summer and stuff. Otherwise, just we keep putting out just solid beer. With not much fanfare. We don't toot our own horn too much over here, and that's it.
We'll put out the good beer. You drink the good beer. That's
Let the liquid speak for itself.
Yeah, it's much like our labels. It's just what the beer is, big and bold. We're not trying to impress you with a big fancy package.
That's kind of cool. It really is. So.
Oh, good night, Brian.
Brian said, "Okay, there you go. He's done. There you go. Good night, Brian. We'll see you." All right. So anyway, okay. On that note, Dave, you have any parting words of wisdom?
No. We've talked about everything that I kind of want to talk about. The Denver beer scene.
Yeah.
At one point I was going to make some pun about the Ohio City. Yes, just scratching the surface. I was going to make some.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, exactly. Just scratching the surface is putting it mildly, really.
Yeah, it's definitely someplace I need to get to. I've got like an open invitation as someone who lives out in Colorado to take up his guest room for a week if I need to.
There you go.
But it's down in Estes Park, so I don't know if that's close enough to really.
No, but you go see my homies at Lumpy Ridge Brewing.
There you go. And I think Ken he's a frequent visitor there.
I love those guys. They know how to party, I'll tell you that much.
Nice.
But I was going to make some sort of pun about Mile High City being the word high having two connotations now. But the one thing that
for a while now, actually. But
yeah, for a while now. And the thing is, you've not been out since it was made legal, so it would be interesting to talk about if the craft beer scene changed once marijuana became legal there. And I don't imagine it would have changed much.
I think that from the people, the locals, my buddies that have grown up here, once everything became legal here, this area just blew up. People wanted to move here. And once all those people moved here in that type of, those type of people, they're like, they just added more to the brewery scene, right? You got all these people who want to live in this area and a bunch of like talented, brewers and people in that industry. And, it kind of just snowballed and grew in, past off what it already was, which was pretty impressive. And like you said, there's like always a new brewery opening here in either in Denver or in Colorado. There's so many breweries in Colorado that I still haven't even heard of. And, I like to think of myself as someone who knows the scene pretty well here. So, but yeah, there's so many small breweries that are really, really fantastic that don't really get talked about too much. So.
This is true. Yeah, they don't, and because there's just so many. Really, it's crazy. But it's all good though. I mean, there's plenty to go around. I know one thing I was going to actually tell you too. Our intro music that you heard when the intro's playing. Obviously, the beginning of it was that the name of the band is actually Log, and they're from Denver. Yeah. And the lead singer is actually Harry Lugnuts on the sports podcast on Wednesday nights. Whatchamacallit. But yeah, they actually just played last Saturday night at HQ. And
John does a small mercy to our listeners by muting my mic until I come on because I sing along with the opening song.
He sings along, yeah, exactly.
You don't want to hear that.
So that's the name of that song is actually The Big Toe. That's the big toe. It's the big toe. Whatchamacallit. And the opening music to the sports podcast is actually Babies Are Born Without Kneecaps. That's the name of that song. So
okay.
So yeah. It's cool.
Did not know that.
Yeah, they just played HQ last week with I forget who they played with. They played a gig a couple weeks before that with Anana Monkey. I don't know if you know any of that in that whole scene, but anyway, cool. That's that was that.
It's not Jamiroquai.
It's not Jamiroquai.
No, I love Jamiroquai though.
Jamiroquai's great. Yeah, absolutely. So, anyway, all right. What's that?
And Ween, all hail Boognish.
Ween.
Little Ween.
Damn. Right, speaking of Philadelphia.
There you go. Oh, geez, look at that.
Fuck that, bitch.
You gotta love it.
Food
all right.
lady.
There you go. Sing it for it. Sing it for us, Dave. Come on.
Actually, one of theirs was Baby Bitch.
Baby
Yeah,
bitch.
I do love that song. My girlfriend, not so much.
Yeah, women don't particularly like that one as much as
Not really.
guys
No,
do.
they don't care for it that much.
And Mister, will you please help my donkey?
Pony.
Pony.
Pony, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
I like that one.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So on that note, well, you know what? Thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Keep selling that great beer. I'm gonna actually before when we're completely done. Don't go anywhere too. When we sign off, don't click off. We're gonna talk for a couple minutes before we're completely done. But we'll sign off the show first. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely once we're completely done, I'm gonna go on and order some stuff because I gotta get some of that. That's I gotta taste the beer. And we'll have it on the shows too. Definitely coming up. But anyway, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing out in Denver and in Boulder and everywhere out in Colorado. Keep making the beer.
I know that Northeast Jersey misses you.
Yes, Northeast Jersey.
I miss it too. I don't plan on moving back, but I'll come visit here and there.
Well, that's what I'll tell you when we get off. I'll tell you a story about somebody else too. But it parallels. So
I need some Ruts Hut in my life.
Oh please.
Oh yes.
Who doesn't?
We have something out here very good. The guy came from the East Coast, so he knows all about Steve's Snapping Dogs.
Steve's, yeah. There's a picture of Ruts Hut in Steve's.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. So.
You know it's legit.
And you know that there's a brewery open pretty much across the street from them now.
Yep.
Yeah, Cerebral.
No. No, across from Steve's.
Across
from Ruts Hut
is Cerebral, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And was it Nighthawk or something?
Ghost Talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have them on the show in about 3 weeks.
All right.
2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks they're on the show. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But we got another comment before we go. Who is that? And
No. This is probably one of our spams. We've gotten big enough now that we're actually getting. We think we're getting spam posts.
We get spam from I don't even know what it is. So anybody,
it's from YouTube.
It's from YouTube, but the person that just commented or whatever, can you please
Russian.
put it in Russia? And can you please put it in English if you want us to answer the comments?
That's in Russian.
So anyway.
Put a translation on that real quick.
I'm gonna have to copy it and put it in Google Translate. Go for it, Dave.
Well, I'm doing it right now. Actually,
I'm
just
going
in there and see if there's anything in there.
It says, "I love beer."
Maybe it's not spam. Who knows?
Maybe it's not spam. Exactly.
We don't know Russian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so we're going to go from. There we go. Russian to
see what
English
this is.
because I got to set from English to Italian because I'm trying to learn Italian.
Because you're trying to learn Italian, right?
So the vun rent. We can translate it from Luxembourgish.
Okay, do that.
And it means of rent in Luxembourgish.
It means what?
Of rent. It means
of
nothing.
rent.
It means nothing in Russian.
Of rent. So, do you owe rent or something, or you do?
No.
Not that you're aware.
No, I'm paid up.
Paid up. Yeah, all right. So it's spam. Well, it's probably spam. So.
It's probably spam.
Anyway, all right.
But that's a good sign.
It is a good sign. So, anyway. All right, on that note, anyway, like I said, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Oh, God, yes.
Keep doing what you're doing out there in Colorado. It's the beer obviously looks amazing, and I can't wait to taste it and see that how amazing it tastes and all the reviews. I mean, it's just amazing anyway.
Definitely message us if there's anything fantastic that you know is going to hit.
Let us know right away. And
you need to grab this.
Yeah. This is going up. If you're selling to them anyway. So what's going up, and she's like, yeah, just let us know. Guys, get this. It's going to be available like in 2 days. Just order it straight away. Just get it, and we will. So anyway, but I'm
in big trouble that you introduced me to this site. I currently have WeldWorks up on my screen.
Yeah, WeldWorks makes some decent liquid.
Yeah, they might. This is going to hurt
a little bit. So. Anyway, all right. So, like I said, stick around. Let me do the exit, the outro here, if you will.
Outro.
This
is actually kind of impressive.
There you go. So, anyway,
he does this in one breath.
Well, it's a couple breaths anyway. But we'll wrap the show up for today on this note. We want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.lagerroom.com. That's LAGERROOM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, of course, our YouTube channel. All of them are at The Lager Room. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on both Facebook and YouTube every Tuesday night around 6:30 Eastern Time. And for those of you that just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcast, Amazon Music Podcast, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Drink a lot of beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you soon, folks. Take care.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.